as it has always happened, inflation will eventually cool down. So when that happens, will flat coins become obsolete?
That is a good question. I don't think that they will become obsolete because inflation. I mean, the Fed has a targeted inflation of I guess like plus or minus 2% and a few percentage points, and I mean that's something that hopefully will continue in perpetuity because it does help the economy grow. And then again, if we're looking beyond the United States, especially to more emerging markets where inflation is commonly at double digit levels, sometimes 30, 40, 50%. Failing economies, it can be even higher if they're undergoing hyperinflation. These are real problems. And stable coins in the US, we think of stable coins as a necessary source of liquidity for trading. But in emerging markets, stable coins can be a really great hedge against fiat currencies that are just evaporating in value. And these are circumstances that citizens around the world have dealt with for years and decades. So if there is a way to have a stable coin that is secure and protected against inflation, there I get the sense that that may have some more staying around power. But again, you have to kind of weigh the risks and returns because there are stable coins that exist right now, and the U.S. dollar, despite the fact that it's still at high inflation, despite the fact that it's still being devalued because of high inflation, is much more stable than other currencies around the world. And actually, I reached out to many. I reached out to Circle. I reached out to Tether. I reached out to MakerDAO, which is the decentralized autonomous organization that operates the DAI stablecoin, to try to get their thoughts on flat coins. None of them really responded to me, and I get the sense that none are interested in pursuing flat coins strictly because of what is the risk return there. And then the other question associated with flat coins that I think will need to be addressed at some point in the future is whether or not they are securities. Stable coins themselves are in a bit of a regulatory gray zone. There is a bipartisan bill in Congress designed to provide some rules of the road in stable coins. It was drafted last year, and there were high hopes for it. But right now, its future is a little bit uncertain. In fact, the Republicans recently introduced their own version of the bill that has led to, I guess, some squabbles among the two different sides of the aisle. But regardless, there's a question as to whether or not stablecoins are securities, even if they're not designed to increase in value, which typically is one of the real conditions for something being deemed a security or an investment contract. Now, if you incorporate flat coins, which are designed to appreciate in value, even if it's just to maintain a common standard of living, that creates more questions. I actually spoke to Stefan Rust, the CEO behind Nuon, which is the first flat coin. And I asked him that question, and he kind of acknowledged that flat coins are in a bit of a regulatory gray area. So for all of those reasons, I think it's unlikely that any of the big players are going to get involved in flat coins. And then one other small point there too is that there are some natural ceilings to how big these flat coins can grow. Unlike Tether or unlike USDC, where they can take in as many dollars as somebody wants to give them and just mint out a corresponding amount of tokens. With flat coins, there needs to be a way to generate the returns with the collateral at scale without changing risk parameters. And the founder of the other project that I detailed in the report, Sam Kazemian, who was behind the Frax protocol, or FPI, which is their flat coin, told me that right now there's a soft cap limit on the amount of FPI which can be created at $100 million, because he's worried about finding enough responsible places to invest the collateral to generate the necessary returns. So for all those different reasons, I know this was a bit of a long-winded answer. Flat coins may have a future, but there are still a lot of things that need to be worked out.